Hey everybody, welcome back to Dimension X Digital, where we're going to do another toy review tonight. We're looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Dark Knight Metals Rebirth Batman. Quite a mouthful, but this is the very first McFarlane DC figure that I picked up since they've relaunched the line. Now, I was really excited when McFarlane announced that they were going to be making figures for DC. I've been a big fan of McFarlane my whole life, and I've been dying to see some really great new work from them. And so far, none of the DC figures have really jumped out at me. Nothing that I just had to have. But then I walked into a local shop today, and this was right in front of me, right when I walked on the front door, and I took a look at it and I said, now that's what I've been looking for. That's what I've been waiting for from McFarlane. So I'm hoping that once I open this up, it really does live up to my expectations. So this is, again, from Dark Knight Metal. Even as a avid comic book reader, I have absolutely no idea what the whole metals, like the whole metals, whatever it is, DC like universe is. I have no idea. I'm going to be judging this purely off a aesthetic view. This is just because I wanted a cool looking Batman and this one looked cool, so I bought it, and we're going to review it based on that. We'll take a quick look at the packaging. You have this nice big window box, which I really like. I do like the McFarlane boxes. I mean, you can see every part of the figure, even the feet. There's no cutoff. There's nothing hiding. It is the figure. You see what you get. So it looks like we get our Batman. We get a couple axes, some Build-A-Figure pieces. That looks like there's a stand hiding back there, which is always a plus. It looks like a trading card, and we'll see if there's anything else hiding in there when we open it up. On the side, it tells you what it is, what it's from, and on the back, you have some Build-A-Figure stuff, and the other figures in the line, which we have Robin Earth 22, the Batman Who Laughs. Even if you have no idea what Dark Knight Metals is, like me, you've seen the Batman Who Laughs everywhere. And then Superman the Infected. I saw these figures there as well, and that Superman looked awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I almost bought that one too, just to do a review on it, because the face sculpt looked really great. I do like that they tell you what other figures are available, but I've mentioned in an earlier review, I'm not a big fan of using the comic book art to tell you what the figures are. I get it, because they are based on certain comic books, but I want to know what the figure looks like. I want to know if it's worth the trouble of hunting it down. And the Robin and the Batman look really great. Before we open it up, I should say I paid $28 for this plus tax. I believe if you find this at a big box store like Walmart or Target, you will pay like $24.99. But I've said many times, don't be afraid to spend a couple extra dollars to support your local shops, guys. So let's open this guy up and take a look. Just open up here on the top. Why'd I open the top? Should have done the bottom. I didn't know there was another sticker here. Just makes it easier. Alright, let's set him down and take this out. So as you see, you do get a stand and a trading card. We got figure, the axes, the Build-A-Figure. You get two arms, and this is the Build-A-Figure is for the Merciless. I have no idea who that is. Looks cool, but I have no idea. Like I said, I go to my local comic shop at least once a week. I subscribe to a handful of books. I dropped a Batman near the middle of Tom King's run. I hung out for a little bit after the whole Catwoman Batman wedding fiasco, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take Tom King's writing anymore, so I'm completely out of the loop on Batman, and I totally missed the boat on the whole metals thing, and so there's so many different books as far as I can tell that I just can't. I don't have the time. But let me know in the comments, is it worth going back and jumping onto the metal train? Because I hear nothing but good things about it, but I just have no idea where to start at this point. let me know. Let me know if I need to do it. So looks like we have one little tie here keeping Batman in there. So let's cut that. But here's our Batman figure, and look at that. Look at that head sculpt. That is what got me to buy this figure, right? I mean, immediately. It was like, okay, finally. Because I have been waiting for a good-looking Batman from McFarlane ever since they started doing these figures. Of course, Batman was going to be in the first wave, and they did the Jim Lee Hush Batman. There's nothing about it that says that's what it is, especially the head sculpt, which is like a half a size too small for the body, and the nose sculpt and the cowl sculpt are atrocious. The eyes are completely wrong. This, however, look at that! Look at that nose and the cowl. I mean, that is. Finally, we're seeing some nice sharp details. We don't have a little weird nose coming out of the bottom. We have a nice deep mouth. Teeth are set far in the back. He has a great jawline. I love the kind of straighter nose and cowl here. We have a nice ridge on the forehead. The ears are like the perfect length. I'm not a huge fan of giant ears on Batman. I'm not a huge fan of tiny ears on Batman. This is the exact size I like. I really like the neck. And then it looks like we got quite a bit of articulation flying around here. And we'll take a closer look at the cape. The cape is a bit crazy. But so let's take a look at some articulation. Actually, let's do our standing test. Boom. Wow. Right off the bat. Stands right up. Which it looks like he can stand even better if I actually play with him. But always love it when they pass the standing test right away because... Oh, now he's fighting me. There we go. So yeah, our famous standing test passes with flying colors, which is fantastic. Gotta love a figure that can stand right on its own, especially one that's as hefty as this, with a cape that's jutting out to the side here. It gives it a nice dramatic pose. I like it. Of course, we all like cloth capes. We all like wired capes. But this is McFarlane. At the end of the day, McFarlane likes to sculpt things with big, heavy rubber, and the sculpt is really nice on it. So again, let's start off with our articulation. It looks like we're going to have some fairly limited articulation in the head. We have some side to side in the neck. Ooh, never mind. I just got surprised. So we have side to side, which is awesome, and we got a bit of up, and then we have nice, actual like a nice actual like ball joint, like a ball socket joint right in the neck. Look at that. I did not expect that at all. So that is great. That's a great surprise. Let's see, how are we in the arms? Ooh, nice and clicky. This is a lot like the Mortal Kombat figures then. So, oh yeah, look at that. Look at those joints in there. We got, wow. I don't even know how to describe these. But we have whole lot of articulation in our arms here. Double jointed elbows, which are ugly as hell, but you know, I mean, it's one of those like, do you want your figure to be able to move or not kind of things. So you know, I mean, just pose it out of the way, and you can't tell that it's just the ugliest, you know, thing in the fucking world, but whatever. Yeah, double jointed elbows. And how are we on the wrists? We have, looks like we got just kind of, I think he just kind of spins at the wrist there. He's got some pretty big, pretty wild gauntlets here that kind of limit the hand movement a little bit, but I can't complain. Looks like we have a nice ball joint here in the upper torso. He's got nice range of movement, and even at the waistline, I think he can twist. Yeah, he twists at the waistline. We have very nice. Can he do some splits? Pretty splitty. They can't go fully out, but you know, but yeah, he's got some really nice articulation in his waist there, right in the top of his hips. We got double jointed knees, and we got jointed toes, and full movement in the ankles. Again, kind of limited just by the sculpt there. Really, really great movement in this figure. So we've seen McFarlane really start improving on their articulation, and I think the first time we really kind of saw glimpses of it was when they did the One Punch Man figure, and we actually reviewed that like a year ago, and some people were kind of complaining a little bit about it when it first showed, because it was, the joints were kind of visible, and, it wasn't the greatest looking figure right away. But I mean, this is just fantastic. This is what, a modern figure should be doing, this kind of articulation, and it's hidden pretty well too. I mean, yeah, you see joints, obviously. I mean, it's a figure, but the posability is just unreal. The balance on the figure is great. The sculpt is great. And the detailing is really nice. It looks like he's got some cuts or battle damage on him here. I'm sure that's kind of goes in line with the story. But I mean, to me, that's just kind of icing on the cake, because I'm a sucker for a lot of little details in sculpts. And this has just got it in spades. This is one of the best Batman figures I've seen, especially at this price point, in a very, very long time. I can't get over that head sculpt. That just looks fantastic. I love the eyes. I love the shape of the cowl. The cape, while I wouldn't mind having a cloth cape, I do like the sculpt on this. It's nice and dramatic. I like that it's not super huge. It really does just fit the whole look of the design, and I really can't say anything bad about it. I can't say anything bad about this figure. Some people might be turned off because of the rubber cape, and I would totally understand that, but I mean, hell, you might even be able to, remove it. It doesn't look like it would be super hard to remove and replace with a cloth cape if you just absolutely had to replace it. But I'm super impressed with this figure. I'm not gonna lie. I am very, very impressed with it. And I'm not even a big fan of the Rebirth suit. I prefer a much more basic Batman figure, kind of like the Dark Knight Returns figure that we just looked at. In fact, here, let me grab it. I've always been a fan of the more basic, traditional cloth suit with a nice big black bat. This is definitely the kind of Batman that I've always preferred. And but you know what? This is a really great looking figure. I'm gonna give it just a full pass. There's really nothing about it that I can complain about. The head sculpt is just out of this world. I love the proportions on it, and yeah, I think that about does it, guys. I mean, there's really nothing more I can say. If you've been waiting for McFarlane to really finally start living up to their potential and coming back into the game, I think this figure here is the jumping off point. I think this is where it really starts to get good, and I hope they can keep it up. I really, really like the sculpt on this guy. I like the I just really like the proportions of the dimensions on this. This is what I've been waiting for. So if you've been waiting for a nice Batman figure from McFarlane, find this one. This is very, very cool. I was on the fence. I said, I'm going to get this. I'm going to review it and, see how it goes. Because like I said, the Rebirth suit is not my favorite suit. But with the posability, the balance, the detail, this amazing head sculpt. But yeah, this is great. This totally exceeded my expectations. So I'm very excited about this. This is just a kick-ass figure. So with that, guys, I think that's going to do it. Definitely recommend this figure. Keep your eye out for it. I think this is a pretty new release. But I'm sure you'll see them around. I haven't really had any troubles finding any of the other McFarlane stuff. They seem to be very good about keeping them stocked on the shelves. And yeah, so love to see that McFarlane is really starting to bring their A game. It's great to see them coming back, because they really were hugely influential, and just the the reason that we have this hobby right now as adults. And so I really hope that they keep doing work like this. I hope that fans come back to them. I hope that they keep the quality up. And again, there he goes, just standing. I mean, you guys know I love my figures that stand on their own. Even this guy can't do it. But look, I mean, blown away. So yeah, definitely highly recommend this. Again, keep your eye open for this one, guys. So with that, I'm going to call it a night, and I will see you guys next time.